I've heard everything ranging from 60 million to 90 million.
Yeah.
So Dean's got some tough decisions to make. After they view that proposition, or they have to evaluate whether or not they still want to take their brand to these stores. If you look at a typical Walmart, it indexes at about 90% private label to 10% volume. So there's not a lot of branded volume there to begin with, but you don't want to lose all that share either, right? So those routes and servicing those Walmarts that they're losing is they have to determine whether or not they continue to bring their branded items to those stores, because that will be an expensive proposition from a transportation standpoint.
What's the best way to kind of quantify the P&L impact of something like this? So you take out 95 gallons. Assume like they make, what do they make? I think there was like 1.4 or like $2, I think, margin on kind of post input cost, right?
Yeah, I would tell you that private label business is break even at best. So, I think the way to look at it is, whatever part of those cost of goods sold was associated with, overhead, that's going to be what they have to, that's the cost elimination. That's what they have to take out of the cost structure to get back to zero. There'll be no impacts from the milk. They just won't purchase the milk. But the rest of the the conversion costs and the other costs that particular sale was covering is what they'll have to eliminate.
So it's kind of basically if the margin they were making on if it's break even, so
I'm gonna tell you it's not break even. So if I'll just do some quick math here. If they were selling a gallon of milk to Walmart for $2, and assuming it was break even, and let's say $1.25 was the milk itself, the 75 cents times 60 or 90 million gallons or whatever is what the cost takeout would have to be to get back to zero. Again, as I described, tough proposition.
Got it. Okay, that's a huge impact.
Because I already lived through this once. All right, so when I had left the Northeast to travel to the corporate headquarters and take on my new roles there, Walmart had just done a national RFP, and Dean went from 75% of the great value business down to 50%. So at that time, they lost that tremendous amount of business from Walmart, and they explained that to the public through conference calls, and they said that they would be able to eliminate the cost. Well, the reality was that Dean lost money for the next 2 years. They lost money. That was 2012. Dean lost money in 13 and 14, and it wasn't solely because of Walmart. Dairy prices were high too, which exacerbated and compressed margins, but it was a significant factor.
So that could be actually the outcome here. They're talking about being able to take out those costs, right, very quickly, but it sounds like to me that there is a potential of actually them turning into a loss towards the end of this year and next year.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
Okay. And this Food Lion stuff, so this is new. Do you know what has happened there?
From what I understand, and from what's kind of known, I guess, to the public, is that Food Lion would do a lot of these large retailers have been doing. They really got smart in the last 5 years. They have made a big investment in understanding dairy, and they've come to understand